Hey, welcome back to Skyblock. We are still not updated. My quality of life mods have not updated yet, but hopefully it looks like they're getting close. I've been testing them in another world, and they have almost been working, but I have had a couple of crashes, and they're not fully released yet. So I've been running the test versions, and so we're gonna assume I think they're closer. I think they're close. So hopefully we will get upgraded at some point in the next week. And if not, maybe I'll just go run with the test ones. They've been fairly stable. I've had a couple of crashes, but like a couple of crashes across many hours is not too bad, right? So yeah, I think next week we're finally going to get our hands on the power wood, and we can start looking at some of the other things that have changed in the update. Like, can we get hold of some of the temperature variants of the animals and stuff? So yeah, but for this week, in lieu of that, I was going to work on our Nether highway a bit. So at the moment we don't really have much in. Well, sorry, that's one of our outstanding projects that needs to be finished off. So I thought we could go and do a bit of work on that, and then we can get that wrapped up before we start. We start with our hunt for the power word. So we're gonna need a few resources. Probably only need an pickaxe to be honest. I'm not updated to 1.21.5 yet, so we're gonna try and do that this week, hopefully. But hey, we have Waddle in the chat as well, and Harbinger and Story. How are you all doing this morning? You might want to switch to data packs for now. They are a bit more stable. Yeah, I mean the quality of life mods are mostly around things that you can't do with data packs. So stuff like mini HUD in the top corner there, and which is what gives us the light level overlay as well. So it's things like that, and Tweakeroo, which gives us our auto clicker. Oh, we insta-mined that. That was cool. So it's the little bits like that we're missing. So let's have a look down. Let's get a boat. Let's have a look and see the scope of some of our work today. So when I built this, I built it in a hurry, and I got a bit lazy in updating it. So we've got a bunch of this where it is literally open. Yeah. So we need chiseled. We need blackstone walls and chiseled nether bricks, and a lot of it. So we can build that out all the way down here. And then we're going to need a lot of glass. So we might actually have to. We might end up with a few side quests in this, so we're going to have to probably get some butchers over to the Hoglin farm, so we can maybe start trading for pork chops for emeralds, which means we'll have to clear out a bunch of that space there for raw pork chops, as it's currently full of cooked ones. see how we're doing on supplies as well. Do we have enough? Do we have enough blackstone? Oh, yes. Okay. So yeah, we have that as well as all of... Oh no, that's obsidian. Yeah, so we have all of this as well. So we're not going to run out of that in this stream. What about nether bricks? Okay. That goes quick, but actually we've got a bunch from our destruction of the fortress over there. We could maybe do a little bit of that work later. Yeah, it's the mini HUD and tweaker are basically the two that I'm two mods that I'm desperately waiting for to get updated. But I mean, Massa is the author is already too busy to update them, and Sakura Ryoko, who's been taking over the load for him and keeping them up to date. I'm guessing she's also got some stuff on, so we shan't complain as someone that has built open source stuff in the past and had people be complete arses about not updating it in my free time for other people's convenience. I know how annoying that can be. So we will patiently wait until they're ready. Okay, so yeah, what would we want? We wanted. Let's take it from the pasture field one. So we wanted some of this for walls. We also want to get some nether brick. So I've been storing the nether brick stuff down here as I tear down the fortress. Actually, okay, this should be fine. I haven't turned the mob switch on, so stuff is spawnable, but we will be fine. We'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? We can spend another hour getting our gear back right. Where are we? So, oh, why? The laptop I've been using for chat just fell asleep. Let me wake that up. Here we go. And okay, now we have some nether brick as well, so we can turn some of this into chiseled. Oh. And then I guess we'll need some glass panes as well on top of that. Yeah, we'll try and get this this section of the tunnel sorted, and then that will be something off of our to-do list. What have we got in the chat? Oh, Harbinger is playing super flat. How are you enjoying the So how are you enjoying Slime Rancher? That's always been my takeaway from a super flat world, is that you get a lot of slimes. And they come in droves. Ah, no mobs, so you're playing peaceful super flat, okay. Yeah, I have a super flat creative world but I basically deleted the old one and created a new one that has that just has glass as the floor because nothing can spawn on glass. Ooh. Nice swig of the old matcha latte there. Make sure you guys are staying, well, I would say hydrated, but I'm not 100% sure if matcha counts as hydrating, but hey, they keep telling me it's healthy, so I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, super flat is, well, I know super flat is great for working on like little isolated builds, but you lose the ability to play with the terrain, and terrain can often be like just as important. The terrain you place something in can often be just as important as the build itself, I think. What am I looking for? Here we go. So we want to turn, we want polished black stone walls. Let's create a bunch of those. And we want, let's move the raw resources up to the top of our inventory. We want chiseled nether brick. Okay. But yeah, no, just for testing stuff out, a super flat world is amazing though. There is a variation of super flat. I think it's called like Miner's Delight or something. Tunneler's Delight, something along those lines, that has just like a whole bunch of ores. So it's a super flat world, but it's not. Normally, most super flat worlds are only a few levels above bedrock. This one's sort of a bit a bit taller in the ground, but because of that you get ore generation and stuff, so that I have been playing on the collector's SMP with Splash and Crumbs lately. I've gotten so used to having terrible tools that I've actually forgotten what it's like to not be using a unenchanted iron pick to mine everything. So this efficiency for diamond pick is a bit too it's like taking a stick off of someone and giving them a katana instead, right? Okay, let's fill some of this in as we go. We have to do some of the roof as well and get the patterning up there, which means we'll probably need lanterns. So I think we're going to need a bunch of emeralds for lanterns, or we could try and go the iron and torch route, but I think we're going to be better off with buying them for emeralds. The trouble is we don't. Oh no, I messed that up, didn't I? We don't currently have like a massive stash of emeralds. I really messed this up because we spent a bunch. I fell off the edge of into the void with most of my emeralds. Well, after the building the mob switch, that lag was so bad that somehow the game just stopped responding to input while I was moving forward. And yeah, like several stacks of iron, several stacks of iron, sorry, of emerald blocks just ended up in the void. Yeah, that was blocks, not emeralds, blocks, emerald blocks. So we lost a lot of our resources at that point. I've been trying to grind it back up a bit, but I think we're going to need to solve this once for all. I think the best way to do that at the moment would be to get some villagers over to our hoglin farm and then breed up maybe a few more while they're there, and then turn them into butchers, which would mean that we can then give them the excess pork chops, because that thing really produces. I currently have more pork chops than I'm probably ever going to need in this world. But I did say that about the spruce, but I can see the spruce slowly dwindling now. Yeah, we have double chest upon double chest of pork chops that we probably need to. That we probably don't need any for quite a while. And if we do, we can turn the farm on and it will fill up like in no time. So I think we should start switching over to using those for emerald production instead. And I've got a couple of guys to move down there. Oh, the aim is not good. Yeah, no bats in this tunnel because they don't tend to spawn in the Nether anyway, so we're generally okay here. But I think at some point I'm going to have to build a bat switch because we get so many bats and they are just annoying. They're like the most useless mob in the entire game. I really don't get why they exist. I mean, I get a little bit of ambience is cool, but they just spawn so much in the Skyblock world. Yeah, Harbinger says she's been watching the Collector's SMP via Splash and Crumbs, and she's never seen V so quiet. Yeah, neither have I. I mean, I've now connected everyone up via tunnels in the Nether. V won't even tell us where he is. It's like gone into deep hiding. I think he's that scared of retributions for actions in the cave and on their last playthrough that he's actually gone into hiding. He's like in I was going to say witness protection, but maybe witless protection. But yeah, just my little zen afternoon, well, after work and sometimes before work, sort of zoning out activity has been to dig out some nice connecting tunnels between everyone's base on there, which has been fun. So similar to what we've got here, although less fancy, laying the groundwork to do something like this. But instead of having building out and bridging out into the void, I've been tunneling through the netherrack and dealing with lava instead. So one hand a little bit safer, on the other hand even more deadly, and equally annoying to lose your stuff to. Okay, this actually might not take us as long as I thought, so we might actually be able to get some other projects after this. Is he making it a warden zoo or something? I have no idea what he's up to. I've not even managed to find his base, but I did find a really nice bit of terrain to set up myself in. I might. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that world because I don't really have much time in my calendar for a third stream on top of this one and the coding one, and Splash and Crumb stream it on Sundays just after my coding stream, and I'm not sure I have two streams in one day. Two streams in one day in me. So I'm not really streaming on the Sundays. But I'm planning some cool stuff, so it'd be cool to. Yeah. I mean, it's fun to two streams in one day is a lot, but I mean, tagging along with them is fun though. So that's without the sort of overhead of the streaming, the cognitive overhead of the streaming. It is just a good bit of fun, and to be honest, a nice way to wind down a bit. Because the coding ones do get the old brain, take a bit of the old brain juju to get through. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've been building some. I've got some fairly nice stuff that I've already built on there, and I'm planning some more. So. So I should show some of it off, but so I need to figure out what I'm going to do about that. I mean, I do have a Twitch account that I never actually use, so maybe I should have a look at that, but we could do a bit of Twitch streaming maybe. I've never actually streamed to Twitch, to be honest. I don't really use Twitch much either. I occasionally, if there's something that I'm interested in that is on there, so I think the only time I ever log into Twitch at the moment is if Anathra is streaming his Skyblock world. And that's about the only time I use Twitch at the moment. But failing that, there's a bunch of other people who upload whose content I quite like, but they then post the VODs onto YouTube, or they're now dual streaming to YouTube, so I don't really use it much. But yeah, I'm sort of, I don't know if I mean, I guess I could just do some ad hoc streams onto this channel, right? Just give folk a bit of notice and go live one evening or something. It'd probably have to be after work UK time, because yeah, because I am well, because otherwise I'll actually be working. So Wednesdays is the only weekday that I can really do a morning stream. Wednesdays is my time to recharge. I've realised that as I've gotten older, that 5 days in a row is a bit too much for bit too much for me nowadays. So Wednesday mornings is my midweek point to recharge a bit before I carry on. Feels on coding frustration. Yeah, I mean, well, coding frustration, I quite like coding frustration. Because coding frustration, if you're frustrated with some code, that means it's challenging, right? You've got a challenging problem in front of you. And as a rule, there's nothing, there are no, I mean, I don't really do anything groundbreaking or, I'm the stuff that I build, and it's like even in my day job I've built some incredibly complex systems, but I'm not really doing anything groundbreaking. I am sort of effectively I'm building on the shoulders of giants who've gone before me, and just taking things that have long been figured out. My job is basically to figure out what existing techniques and approaches are needed for a specific task, and then apply them. But so it's like anything that I am facing down on is probably a already solved problem. So it's just, which means nothing is impossible, and therefore, if you're hitting some frustration, it means you found yourself a meaty problem. Oh, damn it, that was not. Oh no, that is the right one. I have a horrible habit of making too many of these, which is not helpful. I think we've done with the chiseled never brick now. We need more glass though. This could be a problem. We could run out of glass. But yeah, so if it is a solvable problem, then the more frustration you have, then the bigger the dopamine hit you get at the end. And for someone with multiple overlapping spicy neurologies, that is those dopamine hits are great. Okay, we want more. We've got some walls. Let's go for a few more. I think we also need some polished. We're gonna need some of those. Also need some of these and some of these. But yeah, no, I haven't been streaming. No, I haven't actually been streaming from the one with Splash and Paint Crumbs. I'm not sure. I should do something though. I should share some of the stuff, because I have done a bunch in there already. What am I after? I'm after glass. Glass is around here. So I should stream some of it, or make some videos or something, but but then also to some extent, just doing things off camera is kind of fun as well. And because of the nature of that that one, I think it's going to run on a lot longer than the. I think it's going to run a lot longer than the Mole People one did, right? Because that one sort of ended with the dragon, but this one, the dragon's only the start, because the goal of collecting everything in the game is that's going to take a while. So we're going to be at that for quite a bit. Oh, okay. So we have probably going to need a lot more of the stairs than I made, to be honest. We can go back and get some more a bit. Yeah, I've been procrastinating a bit there and just sort of fancying up the spawn area. Putting far too much effort into a starter base, to be honest. But I did go out and I explored at least sort of 1,500 blocks in each direction. So I've been all over that map now, and I finally found myself a spot that I think is where I'm going to settle down in there. Which world? In the collector's SMP, the one that Splash and Crumbs have started a couple of weeks ago. So, first episode we sort of got set up, and while they were setting up basic farms and things, I built an iron farm. Then last week I went off with Splash and Artie to find somewhere for Splash to set up a base, and Crumbs went off and found himself a nice location as well. Yeah, I think the end game for that world is going to be to collect everything. So all of the animals, all of the blocks, all of the achievements. So there's a lot to get done in that world. How far down do you reckon we'll get before we find out that it's actually slightly off, and the measurements aren't right? I think we did it. We've done enough with the sides to know. I think to make sure it's an exactly measured tunnel, but that would be hilarious, right? We get halfway along and find out we have to rebuild half the tunnel, and then move the mob switch. That would actually be impossible. Do any of us log into the mole world? I don't know if they have. I haven't been back to it since the finale of that series. After the grand TNT incident. But yeah, this one I feel is going to be a bit more, probably has a bit more longevity to it, just because the goal is a lot bigger. To survive and thrive underground was great, but I think collecting everything has more of has a lot more meat meat to it, sort of thing, as a task. Hamish says she wants to do an SMP one day. Yeah, I've been toying with the idea of maybe we having a something, sort of having a shared server that's just up more. It's just up, and I don't know, letting folk join, and then just have it going for a while. But the costs on that, though, I'm still investigating a good way to do it without it going too out of pocket. And the only way I've worked out so far would involve probably involve me putting a lot of sysadmin time into things. So most of my servers I end up hosting off of a rack that lives in the cupboard of my flat, which for obvious reasons I wouldn't open up more publicly. Like with some close friends it's okay, but the last thing I probably want is my IP address publicly available. Yeah, then I've been wondering as well though, if I did do a SMP, what would it be? Like, well, I guess at that point it's more a community server, isn't it? But what would the theme of such a community server be? Yeah, I mean, there's places you can sort of pay for a server, but I am currently bootstrapping a startup, so I'm not sure I should be paying for much in the grand scheme of things until that is at least up and running and making some money. And what I've worked out is that it will be far cheaper for me to actually get an actual server and then run a Minecraft server on it than it will be to pay for a Minecraft hosting provider. Which means basically I'm trading my time as playing sysadmin for a cheaper for a cheaper monthly bill, but so in the grand scheme of things, it probably doesn't actually work out well in terms of cost, but the opportunity cost at that time, but it will feel better. Yeah, realms aren't. To be honest, given the price of realms, I'm surprised most people don't use them instead of some of these hosting providers, because there's not actually that much difference in price. Although if I did run a server, I'd probably want to run at least a few mods on there. Something like Distant Horizons or Bobby mod for longer distance rendering, maybe the proximity voice mod, like little bits like that, but hi Aaron, welcome in. You can't mod, you can't run any server mods on Realms, no. And you can't run a lot of data packs. So this world, for instance, wouldn't work on a realm because it uses a data pack that modifies terrain generation, and you can't run data packs that modify the world generation on a realm. But there's some other mods that I would probably want to run if it was a server, as I said. So the proximity voice is a big one. Yeah. I've also been looking at. I've been getting really into the Misadventures SMP lately, and it's like I kind of wanted to play with the concept of like adventure maps in the past, and that I think a combination of my burnout getting a bit more under control, and inspiration from that series is really making that. Bringing back a sort of urge to play with the idea of adventure maps and data pack creation. I mean, there is something to be said for letting the guys who built the game run the servers for you. And yeah, they do have their limitations, and I guess I can see why, because it would be very easy to sort of trash their infrastructure and ruin things for everyone else if they did let people go nuts with the mods on there. It's like if you if you let people run mods on realms, I guarantee that it would be a week before someone was a week max before someone was crypto mining on via some sort of custom mod. Sweet matcha. Yeah, within a week someone would have built a mod to do crypto mining on Minecraft realms, and it would all go to crap, and they'd just ruin it for everyone. But yeah, free web hosting with no CDI was a similar thing, right? Because you could just run any arbitrary code. It wasn't worth the risk for the hosts. So one user could just bring the server down for everyone. And that is from an era when people on the web were far more trusting, right? People, there was a expectation of respect and for other people's stuff, and not like today. Not like today where Today there is no respect. It's like even those immensely talented and genius level programmers at Doge get their website hacked because they were trusting, right? They just didn't put any security on their database. They thought the internet was a nice, safe, and trustworthy place, and people took advantage of that. defacing a government website, and so what is the world coming to? I mean, those are the kind of guys that probably need a Minecraft realm, right? Best to leave running things to the people that know what they're doing. Hey Splash, welcome in. No, Doge with no security was not a honeypot. It was pure idiocy. This is what you get when you let Dunning-Kruger infested idiots pretend to be experts. Splash, I was talking earlier about I'm still not sure what to do about making some content on the collector's SMP. Because I'm pretty sure I don't want to stream on a Sunday night after the programming stream, but showing off some of the stuff that I built or plan to build there would be kind of cool. So yeah. I'm wondering if a few impromptu ad hoc streams from there, some evenings when I have the time and energy might work. Well, maybe I should add. Or actually, here's a thought. Maybe I should actually just stop being such a lazy ass, and actually make some videos, because it's been a long time since I actually made a video for this channel. I've been streaming purely because, I mean, hey, look, I can spend some time here. We can chat, which is nice. I like the social part of the streaming. And best of all, there is no editing to do. But maybe I should actually create some videos. Maybe, better yet, maybe I should make some do some ad hoc streams while I work on some stuff, and then use the footage, some of the footage from that towards the videos. So then I've at least got some company along the way as I tackle some of the more silly projects. The only although I do want to build some farms on that server. I was going to actually build some farms by other people, and like, YouTube doesn't need me making videos of other people's creations. There's plenty of people out there who steal other people's work and other people's farms and make videos and sell them, try and sell it as their own. So, I mean, if you want to see someone build someone else's farms, Shulkercraft and Day6 have got that niche cornered. So a lot of that is not particularly that interesting, but so a stream of some of that could be interesting. But how interesting will seeing me sort of build a light massacre be for folk? Though I guess I guess I could build it, record it, time lapse it, speed it right up, and put that in as a quick part of an actual video. Yeah, there are so many big YouTube accounts out there in like Minecraft, the Minecraft world, that I feel sorry for the creators, because some of the original creators, the work that they put into this stuff is just insane, right? Like the level of detail so they and some of them will put together a brilliant video. So they go through all of the mechanics, explain them, try and make it accessible and understandable, and then they'll have like a farm or a contraption and stuff, and they'll build it. They'll explain exactly how it works, how you fix it if it goes wrong, all that sort of jazz. And then someone else comes along, and they just show a block by block tutorial of building something. Often that they build it wrong, and the farm just doesn't work anyway. And then they claim it's their own work when it's very obviously someone else's a lot of the time. Like you can find a smaller creator who's basically built the same thing. Uploaded the video beforehand. So yeah, and then you go to that video and you see them getting stick for stealing this big creator's work, even though the video somehow they managed to steal that other creator's work and release it before them. It's like, oh god, what is going on? Sniper Wolf. Which one was Sniper Wolf? Was he the door guy? Yeah, Slash as her iron farm. She had the same, where she had to change so many things to fix so many things because she initially followed a tutorial, and then things were just spawning in the wrong place. The villagers were turning into zombies, etc. Yeah, that's the difference between like the technical guys who create this stuff, and then they put out a really in-depth video about the mechanics and everything else that they're using and how it works, which would arm you to fix it if something went wrong. Yeah, and then you get some half-wit that just does a block by block tutorial, often makes mistakes in doing so, and then leaves you with something that doesn't work and no means to fix it. So yeah, so I think we definitely don't want to be producing any of that sort of content. Yeah, it is a shame as well, because I think some guys, like, I don't think Il Mango has released a video in quite a while now, and his stuff was great, but he'd just build stuff and then he would get like next to no views on his, and then Shulkercraft would just go and do a block by block tutorial on it and get millions of views and make a whole bunch of money off the back of his hard work, to the point that I think he just gave up, which is a shame. This is actually starting to look much more finished now. Let's put some of these windows in as well. Oh. Can we get some speed placement going? Oh, that's all done. Oh. What am I doing there? That is definitely not glass. We are going to need lanterns. Maybe we should go and have some fun and games moving villagers around in the Nether. That could only go well, right? Nothing possible could go bad. Bad with that. And then we can use them to get some emeralds, and the emeralds to get some lanterns, and then we can start to flesh the lighting situation in here out a bit. I'm going to try and expand this. I'm going to try and put a bunch more work into this world over this coming week as well. I have a pretty clear weekend. The last weekend I had a bunch of time, but I was quite distracted by the collector's world. But I think this weekend my partner is away. I'll be home on my own. So I may spend a bunch of my time here and grind out some of our outstanding projects. So I need to finish the big island, or the surface of the big island at least. Get that bit done. Then I think I'm going to start on our central island. I can't make any extra walls, but alright, let's just put the panes in for now. Okay, this side is more done, so we'll put some along this side at least. Yeah, so I'm going to try and grind out some more of the big villager island. I'm going to try and upgrade to 1.20, 1.5 again. See how we get with that. Because I think I want to at least outline where our big main base is going to be. So I can start to then work out where I'm going to put farms. As there is a few farms that I think we need. So I think first up we're going to need a dirt farm. So I think a dirt farm that we can leave running. While we do other things would be a good first edition, and then potentially we can look at a faster one that we can actively use. So, oh, damn it, I'm not going to get that one back, am I? Oh, we did. Skills. Yeah, so we're gonna want a dirt farm. I think that's probably the next big thing that we need to work on, because the way that I built the last island, or that first island, is not sustainable. I think I nearly burnt myself out trying to do it that way. Whereas if we just had a lot of dirt, we could have just built out the area. And everything would have been fine. So I think if we're going to need to find a spot somewhere where we can build ourselves a rooted dirt farm, I think. And then with a rooted dirt farm, we can then start to explore. With a rooted dirt farm in place, we'll then have the dirt, and we can start to explore expanding, building the surfaces of the other islands. Because at that point, it's just block placing. So I can load that up. Sit here, zone out, put a movie on, and fill in a gap with blocks mindlessly. We can at least get some surface area in place, and then we can start to really expand things. So my plan for the main base is that I want to have a few different sort of islands, and each of them is going to be sort of a different district, different theme. So the first one, the one that I've started already, that is kind of going to be our villager island. That's like residential, so we're going to put our villagers in there. We're going to build a village, give them an actual sort of town to live in, rather than prison, as is my normal approach to villagers in Minecraft. So that's what the first island is going to be. So there'll be some basic villager related farms over there. So we might have a crop farm, a villager baby farm. Maybe we will have a big trading hall, but we'll find a way to make it look a bit more ethical than everyone locked in a small hole. We'll also, but yeah, so that's going to be one island. The other island, the big central island, is going to be where we put our storage, and we'll probably put some farms in there. So I think I at least want to have a super smelter, some sort of cobble farm, and some sort of like universal tree farm, or a couple of different farms for trees. So that would be our next goal, I think, is to get that into that middle sort of section in, and then I'm going to try and eventually I want to build up a mountain around that, so that my storage sort of base sits underneath. And then, yeah, another of the islands I want to use as a passive mob, as a mob-based island, so some sort of zoo, or I was actually thinking it could be a research laboratory. So we just have like a sort of lab themed build where we keep 2 of every mob. But yeah, some sort of showcase where we can store the various mobs that we found. So that will be one of the islands. Another one I want to use for additional farms. So I want to have. I guess the rest I want to use for additional farms. So I want to have a big iron farm and things on one. And then I want another one with a big mob farm, for instance. Something that will really crank out the drops, and put our current one to shame. So that's another, probably another island. And then I want to have another island for like aquatic stuff, so fishing, and maybe we can get some dolphins to spawn, get those in there. So there's a bunch of stuff like that I want to get into built, and all of that at the moment hinges on the fact that we don't actually have the space, because I can't face building the islands the same way that I did the last one. So I think Dirt Farm is going to be the key to unlocking the next steps of our tech tree. And then after that, we probably want to look at after the Dirt Farm, we probably want to look at sand. So we can go back to the desert and start looking at a farm for husks. I'm not sure I'm going to build a giant item sorter setup, but I think I'm going to go more complicated. So what I really want is a decent storage setup. So I'm going to want multi-item storage to begin with. So being able to sort. No, I went completely the wrong way there. Sorry. Let's grab the boat. We're going to move back quicker that way. So I'm probably going to go with one of the mists implementations, maybe the Moody Mists. Might see if I can do something based off JMIS. But I think I want to expand it bigger than that the original one was. And then we're also going to want some bulk storage for things like cobble and wood types. Things like that. So yeah, that's it's going to be it's going to be, I think the storage is going to be an interesting one to build. And then we'll have some of the farmers feed directly into the bulk storage. Maybe. What have we got here? I need blackstone, don't I? Okay. And more glass. More glass was also needed. Shall we try and move the? Let's try and move the villagers over. Let's do that. That'll be fun, right? Well, nothing could possibly go wrong with this either. So let's take some leads and some boats. Because I don't want to use up all of my glass. This is gonna go absolutely wrong. I can feel it already. Let's get a couple of boats. Or rafts even. Let's put those back. Right. Should we try them both at once? So we want to go those two over here. Then we go up here. There we go, that's got them through the portal. So we now have villagers in the Nether. Oh, help. And I ended up stuck under the portal. Okay, so they should be on a pool. Cool down at the moment, so they can't get sucked in again. Actually, quick. What are you stuck on? Oh, you're stuck on the lantern, aren't you? Okay, can you come this way? Ah, no. Alright, his portal timeout wore out. Our leads. I think you're just gonna have to sit there for now, mate. Okay, let's try this dude instead. How are we gonna get him up? So we're gonna need another boat. Put that there. And then we block him in. We need an axe. We block that. We carefully break this 3 and B for hitboxes. Careful not to hit him. Another boat there. Come on, go get in the boat. I love villagers. Get in the boat. Dude. Go get in the boat. There we go. So then we should be able to head along this way. Then we have to be careful over here. So then if we take this slab, drop it there, Oh, no, 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 no. Can we then get onto this? Hey, there we go. So we're bringing him down here. I realise I've just created a whole bunch of spawnable space in the nether tunnels as well. I'm going to regret this. He's now in there. Let's go see what has spawned down here now, because something will have. Oh, we got lucky. Okay. Are we going to be as lucky when we get down here? So that's the first of our unknown butchers. Okay. Oh, got away with no spawns. I'm sure I didn't turn the mob switch on. Yeah. Ah, hang on. Okay, so thankfully I think the magma cube farm kind of acts as a little bit of an impromptu mob switch around here. Prevents other things from spawning. Okay, what about you? Are you going to comply this time? Yes. Oh. Alright. Oh, did I get his head stuck in the obsidian? Let's try that again. Come on. Why does this guy not want to go back into the portal? Although this is kind of cool. We've literally built ourselves a villager swing. Okay, nothing's going to spawn up here. So it seems we can't get him into the thing at the moment. We're missing a lead. Is it in here? No, not inside the nether. Is it glitched underneath the slabs again? So the only downside with a floor of half slabs is things like to glitch through the bottom. Yeah, Harbinger, you were saying about building a big storage hall. A big storage thing. Our storage is going to go over there in that, basically that, where that circle is in the intersection, that's going to be the center of our storage hall. And I'm thinking a big sort of cross-shaped thing where it goes out in each direction. One of the sides will be our multi-item storage. Maybe one for bulk, then potentially another. One for medium storage, like a chest haul or something maybe, where we would just use item sorters, and then a third for, I don't know, maybe some for utilities or maybe some other bulk storage. But that is the plan storage wise in the long run, because, well, this is unsustainable. The chest monster just keeps growing. We'll be having to ride water streams up to reach things soon. Okay. Are you going to play nice now? If we go up, bring you through. Okay, yes. Okay, he's gone through now. Let's game hooked. Okay. You get out of there first. Over this way. Then over this way. We put this here. No, in the middle. In the middle. There we go. Let's take the leash off of this. Damn it, did it just glitch through the bottom again? Except now we're over the void. Is it down here? It is not. That is gone forever. God, I hate villagers. I hate you guys so much. And then they wonder why we subject them to capitalism. You go over here. Get in the dam. Get in. Okay. Let's get this over here. Get in the dam raft. Okay. Let's clean up. Okay, get off here. We'll put that there. That was weird. Okay, then we'll bring this guy all the way down as well. You have a job. Why do you have a job? Ah, stone cutter. Okay, dude. No, you do not get to be a stonemason or whatever that was. You're going to be a butcher. Okay, so the next thing we can do is if we press this button, the lava blade will drop. Oh. We have striders. We have some leads. Can we get these guys out safely? If I take this out, And I'll unleash you. Can I pull you out? No. Oh, this is going to be risky. But I do want another. I do want a friend for our current strider. Can I pull you out now? No. Oh, you're stuck on the campfire, aren't you? Let's pull that out. Now will you come? Yes. Okay. Now let's get this glass back in at the top. Get this back. Put that back there. Dude, I'm sorry. Okay, well, we now have a friend for our other strider. So we can take him back. I'm surprised these guys don't take damage on ice. Let's take him over to the other dude, and they can chill. And then one day we'll build you a nice lava-based exhibit in our zoo / research lab / arc. We'll decide on a theme for the animal pens at a later date. But come on, in this way, and here we go. We now have a friend for our existing strider dude. Okay, so what do we need next over this way? We're going to need to make some space in these chests. I think the first thing is we probably want to go grab some wood and build a bunch of chests somewhere. Do we have any wood over here? No. So we could probably turn these into chest walls. Or we could put them here maybe. And these are full blocks, I think. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that is okay. Okay, so I think we turn this into a chest section. Do we go all the way across, or do we stop here? That creates a weird sort of nook here, but we could potentially have our butchers back here. either side. Okay, yeah, I think that works. Let's go get some wood, and then we'll start with some chests. So I think first we want to put some storage in over that way, and we can move all of the cooked pork chops out of the existing chests and into those. And then we can look at moving the... Then we'll breed up a few more butchers, and we'll build them a sort of little nooks on each side, and that'll be where we trade our raw pork chops. So yeah, we want wood for chests, so let's grab a stack of bamboo logs, I think. Actually, let's just turn all of these into chests here. You can never have too many chests, right? Actually, that's probably not enough. Let's do another. Okay. So let's Here's another thought. Do we want the storage and the butchers on the entrance as we walk in, so that they're behind us as we walk in, or do we want to walk in and see it in front of us? I think we want to put it in front of us. Okay, so let's head over this way. Oh, no, oops, this is the wrong way completely. I think I need to start doing something to help us navigate this as well a bit. Some way of telling which way is which. Which way did we actually go? Oh, we headed up towards the desert. So let's head over this way. We're going to want I need to go back and get some beds at some point as well, because we want to breed up a few of these guys up as well. We'll have to be very careful with those, because the last thing we want to do is blow anything up. I could do signs, but not quite sure what we want to do. Yeah, so without the lava, these guys die, and instead of dropping the cooked pork chops, for some reason the soul campfires kill them and drop the regular pork chops. So I think this is the side. We probably want to put all of our storage and stuff this side, right? So we can go. Oh. We can go like so. Probably need to take some of this out and replace it. So we'll take our stone cutter back out. go for let's go for 16 stairs, and then we'll carefully take out a row there. Oh, I've destroyed some torches, so I'll have to go up and replace those in a sec. Same. These we'll put that way. Then we'll put some more there. Can we get another one up at the top? We can like this. Okay. That gives us some storage. Then if we do have nether bricks over here. Do we have chiseled nether bricks? No. Okay, so we'll go two chiseled nether brick. I think if we take, oh, if we're careful here. Then we can go dush. Same there. Oh. Chiseled in there. And then we'll put some walls. What have we got here? Walls. One of those. Yeah, this isn't too bad, right? Oh, some of these are not very well done. I think I came out too far here. But then this is going to be odd if these are not aligned. Let's just go with it. Okay. So we've got our chests in here. And then we can go we can put a row along the bottom here. Oh, screen is just cut out for a sec here. I swear, guys, never buy an MSI monitor. I've literally just got this back from the repair. They sent me a refurbished replacement, and okay, I don't have the original issue anymore, but now I've got other more different issues, and it's just like, why? I mean, based on the experience I've had with their laptops in the past, I thought they would be a decent brand, but turns out not. MSI make absolute garbage monitors, it seems. Okay, let's put that in there. Or if we take those and put a dish in. Okay, that. Okay, yes. This I like. So my monitor, first up, one of these I had just stopped switching on. It just refused to turn on one day, and that was it. It never came back on again, which was highly annoying. So it took me ages back and forth to actually get the thing sent back to MSI. As initially they refused to deal with me, so I had to go back to where I brought it, get the monitor sent back to them, and then get them to send it back to MSI so that MSI would even look at it. So after I've done that, like, considering this is all still under warranty, I get it sent back to them, which cost me 200 quid to get the monitor shipped back to the place I brought it, because no one will ship monitors. Like, it turns out that pretty much most of the UK shipping, major shipping companies in the UK, explicitly refuse to ship a monitor or TV for most folk, which is ludicrous, because they're the same folk that actually delivered it in the first place. But they're like, nope, if you ship it by this, then we will basically not guarantee it or anything. Like, no insurance, no nothing, no assurances that it'll get there. You're not allowed. Yeah, they're banned. They're banned from being You're not allowed to ship them via our service, and if we find out you have, then basically we make absolutely zero guarantee it will get where it's going. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I had to find a specialist shipment company to ship the damn thing back. Then when I finally do get it back, it takes ages. So I get it back to the place I brought it from. They promptly check it and send it straight back to the manufacturer, going, "Yep, this is broken." Ages pass. Hardly the place I brought it from is hounding MSI for details. They get very little back. But eventually I get it gets resolved. They admit that it's broken. They replace it with a refurbished one, and I get the monitor back. But instead of now just refusing to switch on, now occasionally it just this whole screen just cuts out and goes black. Which when you're gaming is not handy, right? If you're fighting mobs or something like that, and then suddenly your whole screen is just blank and refusing to come back on, that's less than ideal. But I'm now at the point where I'm sat here with like a quite expensive monitor that just doesn't work, and I'm just not even sure if I have the energy in me to deal with this whole thing a second go around. I think it might actually break me, so I'm kind of leaning towards just lobbing the damn thing into the Thames and cutting my losses, rather than actually have to deal with sending something back to MSI again. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to, well, I'm gonna have to speak to the place that I bought it from again. See what I can work out with them, but I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can cope with it again, if that makes sense. It's like all of this, and all I want is a working screen. It's like it wasn't a cheap monitor either. It was quite a few £100. But yeah, it just absolute garbage screen. Which, as I said, it surprises me, because I had an MSI gaming laptop for years upon years, and that thing just worked. Like, couldn't say a bad thing about it. Right? It was a brilliant piece of kit. But monitor wise, nah, absolute garbage manufacturer. Which just goes to show that if a company does one thing well, you still can't trust them. You cannot trust companies. Companies are not our friends. They're out to take as much of our money from us as possible, and they don't care what. As long as their shareholders are satisfied, they don't actually give a crap about us as consumers. Okay, that's this now cleared. Okay, so let's grab the leather out. We got ourselves quite a bit of leather here. It's not bad. I find it intriguing how the pork chops tend to distribute to these two chests more than this center one for some reason. Okay. Let's put the leather up here. We might need to make separate storage for leather. Let's put those can go in there. Maybe we'll make some leather workers as well. We've got one spare pork chop left. Let's actually take some food for us to eat as well. Cool. So this is now clear for us to use. We destroyed some torches over here, so we'll need to replace those with 2. This looks a bit pants, but this is all going to be covered up, so I don't think we have to worry too much. Right, you stop tracking us. Go get in the hole. Going on with the pathing? Okay, better. So here we have our giant industrial sized barbecue. Maybe we actually, maybe we keep, yeah, maybe we have our chest rooms here. Our chest storage here. Put another one here. I was thinking we could put the butchers in here. Part of me is now wondering though, what if I put because they need the smoker, right? That's their job block. But what if I put the smokers in here, and then I sort of come out one, and I put a counter around here. Put some stuff to stop them getting out over the top. And I just make this like a massive barbecue in the middle. So this you can just see the hogs cooking in the background. Oh. Yeah, I think I like that as an idea. So what would we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Potentially 12. 12 butchers in here. And then... Yeah, I think I like this idea. It's evil, but amusing. Okay, so we want to make sure no villagers can get out of here. Okay, yeah, so I think if we go like this, we can get in and out, but they can't. We're missing. We are missing a half slab on top of that. Let's go put that torch back as well while we're here. As the torches stop other mobs, so hoglins can spawn in any light level, but the piglins and zombie fire piglins cannot. So by adding torches like this, we basically make sure that everything in here is at least light level 12, which means that only hoglins can spawn. I do want to put another layer on this as well, so that things drop. So we have 2 spawning platforms. So I think that might actually increase the rates of the farm, which are already ridiculous, but double ridiculous is better than even better, right? Actually, I think I want to change this. Let's see. I think I just want to come out the 2, and we'll switch it to using polished bricks, polished blackstone instead. All right, lost those, but dish. Oh. Yeah, I think I like this better. Okay, let's I nearly spleefed myself there. Nearly. There goes the screen again. Okay, that's not what we want either. Do we risk it? Let's do this the stupid way. There's a safe way and there's a stupid way. Let's choose the stupid way. Oh crap. Haha. We are successful. And all of our torches are intact. But yeah, I think that looks much better. And then we'll do another one here. And then how do we want to trim this? Maybe we go around like so. Yeah, and then this will be the smokers. Oh. Yeah, we're just gonna have a massive big cook-off in the Nether. I think this is actually going to come out quite cool. So I find companies that don't have shareholders to be better companies. The trouble with that is every company has shareholders. They just don't necessarily have public shareholders. So and a lot of those companies that don't have that aren't public, also the vast majority of the people that are invested in them will be venture capitalists who have even less of an interest in people and more of an interest in their own lining their own pockets, right? Because at least if a company's public, then at least some of its shareholders are going to be good, honest people. But I haven't met a good, honest venture capitalist yet, and I doubt I ever will. We need 3 more of the chiseled. Do we have any? Oh, okay, we've got 1 more chiseled there. So then 2 more of the chiseled. Okay, so what do we think for counters? So I'm going to put some counters around here, I guess. I could use slabs or trapdoors. I think maybe trapdoors. Let's go get some workstations first. So we're going to want 12 workstations and I guess 12 beds as well, and a bunch of bread. Do you mean more like corporations? No, I just mean the way that companies work. So, companies and corporations, the line between that is thin. Corporations is just an arbitrary subset that's not well defined of companies. What am I after here? I want to make smokers, so I guess cobblestone for smokers. I need to make some furnaces first and then smokers, and then I need logs. Okay, 12 of those. Basically, every company has shareholders. It may just have one shareholder, right? A small company. Like, I have a company. It's mine. I own it outright. It has 1 employee. That is me. That it has 1 shareholder. That is also me. Yeah. But every company has a shareholder. Has shareholders. And if I was to listen to basically if I was to listen to American business folk, my sole responsibility as the owner of my company is to extract as much profit as possible from that company for myself as the only shareholder. And that is to the detriment of everyone and everything else. I think by some definitions, even up to the very like definition and whatever of the law. Yeah, just because a company's private doesn't necessarily mean they have anyone else's interests in mind. What do we have? We need some wood. Let's go. Because we're going to need some beds. So that's, and we'll want some wool. So it's 12 beds. Okay, we also want food, don't we? Which means let's make some bread. I'm going to take a very short break, but we'll be back in a second. Go stretch, grab a drink, hydrate, and I will be. Okay, what have we got here? So we have some bread, we have smoker, and we have 12 beds. Hopefully this will be enough to get things going down here. We have to be very careful once we place the beds though, so as to not explode the hoglin farm. This is where everything could go horribly wrong. So, smokers. So we put those around here. So we have a giant cooking station. Let's idiot proof this hole. So we'll put okay, so we can get in and out with something at that level. Just put a slab there. So that will stop the villagers from getting down there. This actually does look kind of cool. If I put that there. Okay, so that's cool. So we'll be able to reach that from this side. And I think we kind of want to put some counters in that, right? So we want something there, something there. Maybe reaching up. Although that does create a bit of a blockage of like line of sight and stuff. What if we go in along the top instead? No. We want to make sure that these guys can't escape, basically. So once they're in their little sales booth, they stay in there. So if I go around at that level, then yeah, we have no. How do we want these counters to look? These guys are going to be just able to see over this. So if I do the counters at this level, it's probably going to be a bit too high. Whatever we do, we're going to want a full block on these corners. Yeah, how's that going to actually look with the idiots behind it? Yeah, this is going to be too high. Can't really drop them down more though. We could raise them up, but then we're going to have to find another way to spawn proof in here. We can't really see the smokers like this either. We could drop them down. Oops. We could drop the floor over there down a level. Let's block that completely. These make me so nervous. Okay. So let's take half a stack of bread and you have that. You have that. Come on, pick it up. Alright, so they're both fed now. We open these up. Okay. Oh crap, we don't know who's synced to what now. Oh, but you are synced to the right thing at least. Okay, let's so you take pork chops, pheromones. You do as well. Nice. They're on. They are with the program. When we've got 12 of these guys in, we're going to have so many emeralds. I've just realised the babies are going to go fall down that hole, aren't they? So we probably want to block that off for now. Oh. Oh wow, I'm amazed I let them out. They didn't just beeline for that hole. Okay, so I think we want to have a counter somewhere this height. Then we need to convince these guys to stay behind there. So we need to make sure that they can't jump up on here. I feel like that's not enough to keep them out. Oh. That would be, but then we can't get to the bottom for this, so maybe, oh, that was not helpful. So maybe this button has to sit there. Can we still reach it from here? Yes, we can. Okay. hopefully they can get to breeding. We have to recover this torch, place it, and then get out of here. What's up with you guys? Make the baby. Come on. And we have the baby. Okay. And they fed the baby. Damn it. Alright. Well, he can grow up and hopefully these guys will breed again. Yeah. See how this looks. Get down. I mean, that's not too bad. We'll need to smarten it up a bit. Maybe use stairs here. That might look a bit less intense, but you guys can't. Oh, cooldown on that guy's gone already. So yeah, we're gonna have so many emeralds. We are going to have so many emeralds from this, it's going to be great. Okay, so we'll create some more storage over here, I think. So we want the stairs again. Polished blackstone stairs. So these two need to go that. Let's grab this torch back. That there. We can then put another two there and finish it off on this side. That gives us an area we can open the chests in. Go. Oh. We'll need a few more chests to fill this out, but a couple of blocks there. And the same here. Fill that in and this in. Here we go. Okay, so we'll get that filled in with some chests as well. So we have two of these big banks of chests. The only trouble with this being so low is we're not going to be able to really decorate it. What does this look like if we swap it out for stairs? I think that, yeah, I think that looks better. Yeah, and then eventually we'll close this middle section up here, and that will force them all into the center. Okay, so we can get through there actually. Maybe we take these out. We force. Put 2 down. So I'll give these guys a bed. Sorry, a workstation, and then we'll know that the one we place after that baby grows up, we'll know that the one that we place will belong to him, which will make it easier to break and cycle his trades if he does not have the pork chop trade. Okay, this is I think this is coming together though. Maybe we a chisel block at the end here. That is annoying because we're going to struggle to get a yeah, this isn't quite what we're after. Let's try different things on both sides. See which one we prefer. And that looks kind of cool. Well, that looks kind of cool up to there. This one, bottom doesn't look right, but doesn't look right on this one either. What if we swap these out for stairs? Oh no, it's not going to work that way, is it? Because they're downwards. So what if we put that back? And then swap this out for a stair. Actually, that is pretty, okay. I think I like that with the little recess. Let's pick stuff up from there. When are these guys actually going to wake up? Got to seal this up every time we come down now, because otherwise the children will escape. Let's grab more pork chops if we can. I guess them sleeping does make it safer for me to move around without risking escapees. Okay, it would have been nice to connect the two, but I don't think that's going to work in this case. But so I think slabs there, but I think this definitely works better. Putting stairs along the bottom here. Oh, come on. Screen is cut out again. There we go, let's put that there. Let's fill in this part. That can be where they get in and out. Now, alright, this is looking okay, I think. Yeah, I think the stairs work quite well here. Still get to our button there. Okay, these guys are back up. Come on. Make another baby. Do it. Do the thing. Ah. Something quite evil about forcing them to breed on command, I think, but okay, so we have 4 of them now. Have you restocked your trades? Can you stay away from the beds? Because I need to click on you without blowing myself up. No. Okay. Yeah, I think this is better. You, dude, are going to end up growing up in there and then hurting yourself. Stay out for now. So I think we're just going to have to breed some more of these up now, and then, yeah, we'll have a little... we're going to have ourselves a little fast food, well, a little butchery steak joint going on in here. After once they're bred up, we'll get rid of these beds very carefully. We'll get them all into this central section. We'll have our 2 banks of storage here and here. Probably want some sort of seating as a style setup as well. I have to have a think about how we can how we can do that. Just having some booths in here where you can sit in, or where it at least looks like we can sit and have some steak. Let's fix this side quickly. We're going to need some more stairs. Do we have stairs in here? Yes. More emeralds. We are going to be swimming in currency at this rate. And then every time we pass by it, the hoglins are going to spawn in. Let's maybe designate one side of this to I think that side can be entirely cooked pork chops, and then we'll have at least one column of chests for leather this side. Or maybe this is all leather, and then we'll have another spot where we'll put the non-leather. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I can't actually get through from this side. That's good to know. Let's get some more of these. And then I think we've actually cleared out a stock of raw pork chops. Do we have any more down here? The only downside of this farm is it won't spawn anything while we're underneath it. Okay. All right. Well, I think we've already got some emeralds. This is good. Why do we have a stone cutter over here but not crafting bench? We should probably go fix the farm as well, right? Because we've got to put these 2 torches back. All around here. Yeah, and I think I will put a second layer onto here as well, just so we get a bit more height in this bit. So I'll probably replicate the floor and then another round of the glass. And then I'll put a roof on. We'll probably use the stairs around the edge, similar to this, and then we'll put a load of slabs on the top. But if we move over here a bit now, and then we zoom out. Here we go, we can see all of these guys spawning, rushing into their death in the middle. And that's our big barbecue. Oh, these guys have made another child. Oh no, wait, that's a... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was a mistake. Oh. I'm over here. Where's his child? Sorry, dude. Maybe we can let him stay. But we need to make sure no more of them spawn. So where's slabs? We want some slabs. These will do. I mean, you're going to despawn as soon as I get away, actually, so... Well, it would have been... Oh, we have another adult. Okay, let's put a smoker down for him. One smoker. Where is he? And we'll go get some pork chops. Oh, come on. Come on, screen. Work. We'll put that blocker back in. Let's grab some of the... Yeah, so just those few that minute or so we stood. Were we even stood there for a minute and we got all of these raw pork chops out of this farm. So we're just gonna have a constant stream of stuff for emeralds at this rate. I think between 12 of them, they should almost be able to keep up. Okay, so you're the new one, and you should be using this smoker. So take your thing away from you. Now is not the time for sleeping. Now's the time for picking up workstations. Wait, where is our other adult gone? Ah, okay, he's there. Okay, that should be safe now. Let's go and get some. What do we? What else? Oh, we need some more wood for chests, don't we? Here, let's go get some more wood for chests and stock up a bit more in resources. Let's head this way. I'm still swinging on this matcha latte. It's actually absolutely cold now, but okay. Let's go grab some. Let's go grab some more stuff for chests. Although I might actually have a stack of chests pre-crafted over here. Let's see if we can grab those. We'll finish off that chest wall, and then I think at that point we'll be in a good position. So, and And then I'll hang out with these guys a bit longer while they make the baby some more. Where did I put the chest? Oh, okay, there. That might be enough. We'll have to see. So we will head down here and finish off our chest wall. It is still all in bed. Okay, let's take these out, put them back again. Clear this out and put some solid one blocks in. Okay, not bad. Well, this was a massive distraction from what we were planning, but but I think it was a useful one. Let's go clear out the chest down here quickly as well while we're here. One of these guys grown up. Yeah, I think and then this is actually starting to look much better. I think this looks much better than it did when we started. Completely not what we were planning to work on today, but we do have some new. We do have a new emerald supply now, so this will hopefully make. And we can use that to get some more glass to finish off that Nether highway. We'll hopefully have that finished by the start of our next stream. And hopefully these guys will breed up enough that we can fill all 12 beds, and they'll all be stood around in here. We can just then come in, grab the pork chops, trade, and go home with an inventory full of emeralds. That'll be a nice change, especially when we need to get all new gear again in the future. So I think I am probably going to call the stream here. Yeah, these are going to take another 10 minutes to grow up. I'll probably need to get some more food for them as well, so we can breed up some more villagers. Though they do have 64 pork chops 64 bread between them, and it's 6 bread per villager. So we should be able to get. They should have enough food to populate this whole section in theory. We'll see how that works in practice. But yeah, I think what's left now will be to AFK here for a little bit. Get the villagers in. Get the villagers into their workplace. There we go. Yeah, and then every time we run past, this is going to happen. This is going to look so cool with all of those guys just cooking in the background. And then the villagers around here, the smokers underneath. Yeah. Yeah, I think it really works with the smokers. It actually looks like a good, some sort of the weirdest cook-off that you're ever going to see. Maybe we'll find a way to get some leather workers in here as well, because I think they will trade for the leather. They use a cauldron, I think, so we could put some cauldrons over here or something, maybe, or have some leather workers in there. Could trade the excess leather we're going to get as well, even more emeralds. But yeah, I think this is going to be our new source of currency for the foreseeable future. So I feel like we did well. We got a bunch more of our big tunnel there finished off. This area looks a lot better. It'll look even better once we got rid of this bit. But until the villagers are dealt with, that will have to stay. And I think I'm going to call the stream. So thank you for joining. We'll be back next week. As I said at the start, hopefully we will have updated our world to 1.21.5. We're on 1.21.1 at the moment, so that is going to be a big jump. We're going to have access to the power wood. We're going to have access to the new animals. Ender pearl chunk loading as well. So lots of cool and interesting stuff to come. So if you want to see that, give the channel a subscribe. If you liked the video, give the video a like, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.